Good morning, everyday leaders. I am Melanie Ake, and I'm coming to you from the Everyday Leaders 50 and 50 podcast studio. It is Sunday, December the 22nd, and I felt really compelled to come on today to talk about Luke 22 because this morning we spent time, as you know, we've reviewed Proverbs in October, Corinthians in November, and now we're studying Luke in December. And so every day we take a chapter and we talk about the verses that come to us and that really speak to us. And so typically when we study the leadership Bible, so I've got the John Maxwell Leadership Bible that we use as reference because we believe as leaders that this really helps us kind of identify the things that we need to use in our lives to really focus and help us become better leaders. And so we reference this a lot. And so you'll hear me talk about it. But today, we really studied and our hearts started to pour out into the process of leadership. And so I wanted to just cover, if you're on Facebook, if you're following me on Facebook, there are the 5 key things that I've put down here that we focused on. And so in any process of a relationship, this is the time of the year to be able to mend those relationships, to be able to think into who has affected me, who has influenced me in my life. And maybe you have to come to that opportunity, that relationship in a different light. We really need to see people where they are, not from where we want them to be. And so, as we discussed many things in our own lives, each one of us that have a challenge or a struggle with a relationship, what does that look like from other people's perspectives? You see, when we come home at the holidays, we all show up at that special place and we become who we were from years ago. So, what if we could look at everybody that walks into that room, how other people see them, how they see themselves, right? Taking that opportunity just to be cognizant, to have empathy, to show love and compassion for others. Leave the baggage at the door, as if people would say, and be able to embrace people for who they are, where they are, right? So I'm going to cover these 5 things that we talked about here, and really just I want you to think into this. So this is my encouragement for you today, as you gather with those that you love. If you're going to a Sunday school, if you are, having your festivities for the holidays, here it is, 3 days before Christmas. Really think into these. So, anytime we are struggling with something, it can be because of a spiritual battle that it is occurring within yourself. So, you think you should be doing one thing, but you're struggling with how to do it, right? That's what a lot of us face this time of the year. So, I encourage you just to pray about that, think into it, show up as you are, and don't have expectations for someone else to show up differently. Right? We put a lot of pressure on the world and others in our lives. This is the time to celebrate people where they are. So pray about that. So, number 2, loneliness. Many people are lonely. They are suffering. They have a battle that's going on within them. Again, if we show up as we are and accept people for where they are, this is something that we can help, we can fix, we can change our worlds. Honesty, number 3. Man, if people could just be honest, again, to show up in the world as they are, not like, we talk about this all the time, the Facebook highlights, right? This is the best of the best. Not all the time. So show up today and this weekend and Christmas and the rest of your life. Show up as you are. You will be able to connect deeper to people and have a very important and deep felt and empathetic relationship. Leave the baggage, forget the past. And this is about forgiveness too. Number 4, submission. Ah, right? It just continues to teach us. So, submitting to the things that maybe you don't see in your world that works. That person doesn't show up like you want them to. That person doesn't do for you what you want. It's about give and take. So you have to really think into your life. Are you a giver naturally, or do you show up to take something from someone else? I'm not saying physically, but do you try to take the joy, steal the spirit, steal the limelight, or do you show up to give? Is it in your heart to show up to think of others first? And that's the lesson in this verse. All right. And then number five finally is strength. So, doing all these things, practicing these leadership principles, helps you to become stronger and grow in your faith. And you can help others to become stronger. And so, my lesson as an everyday leader is to help change your world that changes the world. So, I want to encourage you today, think into these again. I'll just review as a recap the spiritual battles that you have to face, the loneliness that you have to overcome, the honesty that you need to express, the submission of forgiveness, and having the strength and learning how to have that strength. So I encourage you to do these things. Have a wonderful holiday season with your families. Again, if you're looking for a group to join, to follow, we would love to have you in our group every morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern to 8 a.m. Eastern. We meet right here live on our Zoom private channel. So it's not a live devotional, it's a private devotional, it's a safe space. And you can follow us and you can go to everydayleaders.com. You can click in to register for the event, and then you'll be pulled into the Zoom um, devotional. All right. So have a wonderful, wonderful holiday season. Enjoy your Sunday, whatever those activities are that you're doing with your families and friends, whether it's shopping, wrapping, going on a trip, whatever that looks like for you. Take time to reflect on how you can be better leaders in your life and live your life with success. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you again here real soon. Merry Christmas and be the everyday leader in your life.